imagine living in a world with no technology. We might just be having the same thoughts. A boring world, right? Technology is the collection of techniques, skills, and processes used in the accomplishment of objectives such as scientific investigations. I meet Washington Mageto, the CEO of MagTech and Itips Managing Director, both being information technology companies.
The group CEO of MagTech Group and the regional manager for Itips Ventures, as well as a managing director in EPD, that's Electronics Phone and Data Insurance Company, that recently started in Kenya.
But how do you come up with an idea to build your empire? This is what inspired Mr. Mageto.
Well, MagTech is a digital security company which deals with home automation, access control, surveillance, and cybersecurity. This came from the inner passion that I've had for computers and exploration of computer devices. That's what formed MagTech initially.
With Itips spreading in the East African region, Washington Mageto talks to us on how he has managed to coordinate the operations of the company in these countries.
Basically what Itips does, Itips Ventures, it's an abbreviation of Information Technology and Professional Services, which we started as a support company to deal with IT consultancy, software and website developments. And that has been our core business in East and Central Africa as well. Then we formed EPD to help in regards with electronics. Many a times we do have phones that do crack, screens do break, data are not secured and things of that sort. So we came up with an electronics phone and data insurance company, which we do insure phones at about 2,000 and laptops at 3,000. Besides that, we lease phones and do tracking and recovery.
With a number of these insurance and technology companies coming up on a daily basis, Itips in conjunction with MagTech and EPD have advanced their strategies that ensure they stand out and reach a larger population.
One of the things we pride ourselves in is teamwork. We have invested a lot in our team, in proper training, exposure, and satisfaction of our clients' needs. So basically that's what has allowed us to grow cut across the region. I can't attribute it to anything more.
Most of us go through life experiences that eventually connect us to our line of career, and Mr. Mageto was of no escape of that.
Back then when I was working with ADRA Somalia, I was just from high school and there was nothing much to do, so I was just trying to venture and do things cut across. Besides, when I was doing sound technician, when I was a sound technician at All Saints Cathedral, that was part of ministry, giving back to the church and things of that sort. And those experiences are things that I've built in to the vision that I have. I used to marvel a lot at people who could do things basically with computers, move stuffs, design stuffs, be able to accomplish much. And my interest began way back in 2011 as I spoke about it. So from there is when I started doing things to do with graphic designs. But of course I was doing pro bono work, basically for the church as well. So that's where the interest grew. Then I joined university and built on the same interest that I had.
With much efforts invested in his work, Itips has so far made achievements that Mr. Mageto terms it a huge mile for the company.
We've worked with so many people cut across the industry, that is the real estates. We've worked with churches, schools, governments. We've worked with celebrities as well. We still do develop and manage the website for Mercy Masika, the comedian Ogobina. We've worked with so many other people in the industry. In 2016, we won the Most Innovative Founders of the Year award, and we've been able to build up on that. Of course, we've been runners-up in quite a number of other awards, but we are looking forward to be in the next top 30, under 30 in the next few years.
Despite the challenges that they have faced, the company has stayed on its course to ensure that all their customers are well served.
Some of the challenges we face are regulations. Most of the things that we do were initially not regulated per se, but with the new law, with the new bill, IT bill that was passed, a lot will change. Besides that, the charges that we do pay in regards to paying the government, we do pay a lot of money, and that's one of the things that I think makes us not thrive per se. Their government levies, their taxes.
Now, many dreams have been shattered due to discouragement and low self-motivations. But what does Mageto have for you?
One of the things you need to have is not only the determination, but you need to have self-discipline. You need to determine what you want. There are several things that you can do and be better at them, but be willing to learn in the process. For me to reach where I've reached, I've been able to sit besides the great businessmen of Kenya. I've been able to learn from them, and I've been willing to go an extra mile and do things. But it takes much more. Self-discipline. You ought to know what you want, how you want what you want, and focus to what you want. So my advice to someone who would want to start an IT company is basically this is one of the easiest industry to get into, because you can work from wherever you are, either at home, typically your company can be a briefcase company, but basically your services must be top-notch. You ought to understand the regulations in the industry, get to know what you need to pay for, what you need to set up. But basically with an IT company, you just need a website, need a location, a permit, and you're good to go.
The increasing number of technological advancement makes it almost a must for everyone to be involved in information technology in one way or the other. Itips is one of the companies that have come up to ensure that your electronic gadgets and information are under proper insurance. For the Entrepreneur's Mind, I'm Timothy Zawadi.